So all things considered. What? He has to be about all things considered. We're bringing this shit to life. Hello? They're gonna be intrigued, PT. You know we got the sauce.
We're gonna get into some serious conversation here in a second.
We got the sauce, man. What? What is all things considered? What the fuck is it? You know what I'm saying? What, man?
What the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have no idea what we're doing.
823, what's up, fam?
Well, hold on. Let me try to do something different.
This thing is crazy.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Absolutely.
Check 1, 2.
823, what's up, fam?
We're gonna get into some serious conversation here in a second. What up? What up? What up? What's going on with y'all, press, man?
Fam!
Got Judge Josh with us. Got the angry prepper with us. We in the house.
What happened, bro?
Oh, shit. He must have hit the wrong button or something.
MJ, what's good?
Well, at least we had him for a minute, y'all.
Hey, yeah, y'all saw it. It was all a dream. Yeah, man.
That was a screenshot, man. That was a screenshot.
That's all right. That's all right. Unapologetic vegan side.
Chill. What up, y'all? What up? What's going on with y'all? Man, I didn't press the right intro, man. I pressed the wrong intro. That one had cussing in it and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
But it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Sophia. Native. Man.
Make sure my cigarette's lit. What up, y'all? In the chat, Tennessee Tactical 1, Unapologetic, Susanna, John, Stars, Cherokee, Fish Stick, Native. What up? What up, man? Man, I think you might have blinked out, man. I know there's been some problems today with the computers, y'all.
Yeah.
We had something happen. Niecy was at Subway, right? Yeah. And I was at home on my computer. At the exact same time, my computer completely blanked out, went black. And then Niecy was at the store at the exact same time. Her card wouldn't work in the store, and then her phone wouldn't work. And it was all in the same minute, man. It was complete nuts. It was like something had came through, and it only lasted like 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something.
Man, bro, this is where we're headed. This is where we're headed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look, tomorrow. They're going off the World Wide Web, bro. Tomorrow, fam, what's good, y'all? Hey, fam, tomorrow Russia will no longer be a part of the World Wide Web. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it sounds serious.
Yeah. They gone, man. What are they gonna do? Why are they doing it? Why are they leaving the web, man? Why is Russia no longer want to be a part of the internet?
Yeah.
With us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's the problem?
Flintstone girl.
Man, there is so much stuff going on. I got a list and another list and another list, y'all. There is so much weird shit going on, and we're gonna tap into all that shit. We're trying to hold up, see if Angry can get back on here and do the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Do the damn thing. But we gonna tap into some shit, man. We got biolab. They're saying biolabs in Ukraine, and
Can we say that?
Then they're talking about whether there's going to be a chemical attack or radiological attack from Russia because they're using this biolab shit as a reason. And America saying, you know, we ain't had nothing to do with no biolabs whatsoever over that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you got British troops like going AWOL into Ukraine, or is it a cover up by British because they got caught and don't want people to know they send in troops to Ukraine? You know what I'm saying? Man, there's so many different things. They're putting a defense system all up in your what is it? NATO's putting a defense system in there,
Patriot, yeah, Patriot missiles.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy.
Christopher, yeah. Look, you know what? To be honest with you, seriously, for the time period that we're in, I would not expect it to be any different with us tiptoeing into World War III. This is how it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? The misinformation, we don't know what to believe and what not to believe. And there's no way to validate what we're seeing and what we're hearing. Bro, it's an information war. It's a propaganda war. It's a physical boots on the ground war. It's cyber. Cyber hasn't fired up yet, but when it does, oh my God.
Yeah.
This
What about China, man? China threatens retaliation if we sanction them, because we were saying, look, if y'all ain't going to back us with this whole Russia deal, man, we might have to hit y'all with some sanctions. And China's like, go ahead, and they're going to be retaliations if you do. They call the U.S. the empire of lies, man.
Who's that? Who's
China?
that?
China.
Hey man, hey man. Look. The cyber hasn't even started.
The pot calling the kettle, though. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, man. I feel you. Look, the real stuff hasn't even started. Legitimately, bro. Look at what has happened so far. They went into Ukraine, and the only thing that we have done is set sanctions in place, massive, groundbreaking sanctions. But they haven't done anything. Go ahead.
So they say.
Yeah,
we don't know what they doing covertly. You know what I'm saying? Is that the word? Covertly.
Yeah, I'll make up some words.
We don't know, man. We don't know.
But bro, they have not. As far as Ukraine, the only thing that they have done is been contained in Ukraine. They have not, let out their tentacles to cyber and you know what I'm saying. All the other things that they have planned for the rest of the planet.
Right.
And we're already hurting, bro. Look at gas, bro. We're already like, man, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, we ain't even gonna be able to afford gas. We got stories of people with drills drilling holes in gas tanks, stealing gas.
Yeah.
Inflation went up 7.9%. That's like the fastest that it's went up since like I think somebody said 1940. And they haven't even started, PT. Fam.
Right. It's insane. It's insane, y'all. No bullshit.
I'm just saying they haven't even started.
Well, not to go back to this, we might get in trouble for this, but Russia just asked for a UN meeting because they want to go over this biological activities from the USA, so they say.
Uh-huh.
They're trying to get that was like 15, 20 minutes before. Well, it was probably an hour and a half ago now. Nisi looked it up. It was like 10 minutes before that. She was like, damn, they're asking for an emergency meeting now. So they're gonna come up in that joint, try to show evidence of this and evidence of that, and then the US is gonna be like, that's complete bullshit, made up, fabricated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, had to move, man. Look, the internet was giving me shit from the kitchen.
Gotcha. Yeah, we just tapping in, man, running over all the shit that's going on, man. It's craziness. Complete craziness.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
To the fam. Hold on, AP. To the fam. Hey, can y'all believe this shit? I'm just saying. I just want to get it out. I'm good now. We can talk about the end of the world and all that other shit now. I'm good. Yeah.
Man, Just Josh has called me like 17 times today, man. He usually calls about once. I told him you was coming on angry. He was like, man, hold up. Call me 17 times. Like, what?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Man, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no problem.
Man, everybody's saying what's up in the chat. I don't know if you can see him or not, but press one. We got Angry with us tonight. What up?
I can see some of them. What's going on, everyone?
Chill. Yeah. So how you feeling about all this, man? I mean, I've been watching, man. I know you don't believe Russia for shit. Do you believe anything coming out of Russia, man?
You know what, man? No, it's rough, man, because you can't always, with everything, you can't be like, fuck that, I won't. Listen, I mean, Russia's lied so much over in the past, and it's just little things too that they lied about, And again, that video I told you guys about that I watched, it sounds like he wants. In that case, it sounds like he wants equality. But, I mean, I haven't following Putin for years. He's been that kind of guy. And the simple fact, I mean, and this does it for me. And this is with Russia, not so much just Putin. but the entire country, they have state media, right? And they call it state media for that reason, so that they can control what comes in and out.
Right.
You know, they allow little things to be spoken against Russia, just so to make it look like that they're freedom of speech, but it isn't so. So many of their journalists have left and or been arrested and thrown in jail. Anytime somebody protests, they throw everyone in jail, or they arrest them, or they give them a summons.
I heard some of them disappear. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, and how many of their journalists and politicians and scientists have defected here to the United States since the inception, right?
Right. Oh shit. Froze up, Anger.
Dead is.
Man, you know, they were talking about a CME. Man.
Stop it. Hey,
Let's see if
Prepper
we can-
Steading.
see if
Hey,
we-
Prepper Steading try to put me on the spot. Bro, we're all fam in this thing. We're all fam. It's all good, bro. It's not like that. Seriously.
I'll see if he makes it back in. I'll keep an eye.
Yeah.
He completely froze up, man. It's I'm telling you, we had computer problems today. Y'all in the chat, we had computer problems. They were talking about a CME coming in today. It was today's date when it was supposed to be coming in.
Yeah.
So there's probably just shit going on, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit. He's trying to make it back on, but freezing up again.
There he is.
All right, there it is.
What's up?
Got it.
Is it
You know
happening?
You know what blows my mind?
What's up?
How in the hell are we looking
It's
at
acting
World
like
War?
that. And you guys,
He's talking. How are we looking at the possibility of World War III? Right?
turn it off.
Seriously.
To turn this off.
And
Right?
and Russia's talking about jumping off the World Wide Web, and we have Fed coin coming. We have crypto is perfectly timed for this shit. So what does World War III have to do with digital currency?
Probably everything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, guys, I'm not. This whole thing don't feel right, don't sound right. Again, like I was talking about with Putin, he's part of the World Economic Forum, right? And he had that speech that he did a year ago, and to me, it just sounds like that this guy, it's not equality across the board with powerful nations. And I don't think the World Economic Forum looks at Russia as a powerful nation. So that being said, he made that speech trying to get equality all the way around. At least that's what it seemed like. But interestingly enough, after watching that video, and again, part of the video, Russia made a statement, let's say a half hour ago, something to the effect of, we will come back stronger. Or we will be built back stronger, sorry. So he's looking to make Russia a recognizable, I guess, adversary, though I don't think they were never not a recognizable adversary. But now he's trying to get back there. But when you have leadership, like you have Kamala Harris and Biden, when you have this weak leadership, that's like beating up on a retard. So of course you're going to come out and act like you're powerful because you got two buffoons running this country, right?
Right.
So as far as believing anything Putin says, I have to take what he says with a grain of salt. But watching that video, there was a lot of shit he said, man. It made sense, and a lot of it also sounded like he was complaining, because he even said if things don't get checked, things are going to get out of hand. And that's when we'll have World War III or something. Like he said World War. He didn't say World War III. He said World War, and he says that would be the end of humanity. Now, like I said, I'll give Tribe the link, and now, actually, I'll give you the link now, and you can put it in the chat so people can watch this video after the live stream. But the video is about 45 minutes long.
Got you. I know on past live streams, we've talked about maybe Russia is a defense against the NWO, but after talking to you and you telling me about this video, it shined a whole new light for me that I had never thought about. maybe Russia isn't fighting against the NWO. They just want to be a bigger part of it and be recognized as one of the kings of it. You know what I mean? If you know, not saying NWO is certain, but
hey, can I say this? All right, hey, angry fam, y'all know how I roll. I am the conspiracy theory. I'm the oddball. Sorry. So just from so what I've heard, and they say that this new system that's emerging, whatever may come, they say that China will be the economic powerhouse for the world. They will be the political figure for the world. Russia will be the military for the planet. I mean, I don't buy it. I don't know. It's just throwing it out there.
The first thing I thought was, well, then America's just got to be the outlaws then, because we've kind of always been the outlaws. We're the heavy hitters. But, you know, you think about Vegas and the shit we live by. There's lots of other places. I mean, almost all other places don't believe in freedom like we do. So it's kind of like we're the outlaws. You know what I mean? Because we do shit no other countries do.
Yeah.
Hey, Moose Man is right. Moose Man just said it in the chat. He's like, he wants to build back the USSR. And that's exactly what I said from a while ago. I said, this is nothing but a play to get back those countries. Again, I think to be a bigger part of the World Economic Forum so that he could say, hey, listen, one thing about Russia that people don't realize is the reason why I think he's all ready to go and start nuclear war is Russia is a big ass country with all of our missiles, right, that are ready to launch, not that are in stock, not that are on standby, ready to launch. It would be us bombing one another out, right? And then we would cancel each other's stockpile and ready missiles that are on standby. We would cancel those out almost immediately during this attack, right? Russia is such a big country. They could move Moscow. They could move anywhere they want in that country. We don't have the capacity to bomb Russia like the way they have the capacity to bomb us. We are a smaller country, hands down. And they have way more land than we do. And I know a lot of that falls into Mongolia as well. Or rather, Mongolia took from Russia or vice versa, however it was. That's still a lot of land. And I think that him getting more land, like the Ukraine, he's looking at the Baltic states, rather, the Baltic countries. He's looking at all of that. That's a game plan. That's not somebody who attacked the Ukraine and said, you know what? I'm stopping Ukraine from money laundering or sex trafficking, which, you know, these are the theories we hear.
Right.
There's way more to it because he's going to keep rolling through. Now, granted, something's wrong with the military, the Russian military. I don't know what's going on with them because people are saying they were strong enough to roll through Ukraine, but they seem to have stalemate Russia where they are right now. I mean, I guess eventually they'll break through, but still, you know, a lot of this doesn't make sense. It doesn't connect, you know. And the other thing, my other issue is for us to take sides. Granted, people will say I'm taking sides because I don't like Putin. I don't, you know. That's just
I don't like him neither.
But I'm telling you this much: a lot of people on YouTube didn't even know who the fuck Putin was until they started hearing his name as of a few years ago, right? And all of a sudden, you hear this new guy. You're like, my God, he looks like a god. I'll follow him. Meanwhile, you didn't know the other shit he did in Chechnya and Georgia before that, right? So again, and nothing goes on in Russia without the knowing of the Kremlin, sorry, right? Yeah. And so with all of that being said, guys, Russia is not to be, first of all, they're not to be trusted, but they're also somebody you should recognize because they do equal us, if not can beat us in a nuclear war, or even fucking boots on the ground war.
Angry, really, bro?
Listen,
no way.
We don't have like if the Russian military boots on the ground, I would tell you right now, the American citizens would get involved as well, right? Okay. So this is not going to be just a military only fight. We would have us getting involved, signing up, doing whatever needs to be done. And that would be the underestimation of Russia because they think that, you know, granted, you watch the news and you see all these fucking pussies out here, you know, with their man buns and fucking, you know, wearing their fucking khakis and their their knee-high pants, and they do tap dancing and eating kale. So Russia's looking at that and going, man, America's a bunch of bitches now.
Yeah,
No more
time.
Marlboro Man anymore, right? So
Right.
they have this perception of us now, which is, I think, is a weaker country, and I think even Putin thinks that because of the president and what's her name, Kamala Harris, but they forget about the rest of us that are not down with the woke bullshit, that are not weak. We don't eat soy. We actually fucking work out. We do manly shit. We fucking go out camping. And that's the part of the society they're forgetting about. Because on TV, all you see is this woke bullshit.
No
TikTok.
doubt. No
TikTok.
doubt. But I gotta say, if they're having a hard time in Ukraine, they're gonna have an even harder time with us, But I don't trust all that. I don't, because I think there's a lot of propaganda going back and forth. And just like they're pushing out their bullshit, we're pushing out some bullshit too. I've been listening to Psaki on the TV and Joe Biden when he speaks. And you can tell when somebody's lying, especially with Psaki. She bows her head, looks the other way, turns red. She is such a fucking a fake liar. Like, she cannot hide it at all. You know what I mean?
Like that, a fake liar. It's a fake liar.
Yeah.
We read right through it.
Right.
I tell you though, man, the other thing about this whole conflict is that Putin was gearing up for it, right? You saw who he was making a deal with the entire time this was about to go down, right? I mean, he made a deal with Pakistan just recently. He made 2 deals with China. He made a deal with this country. I cannot pronounce its name to save my life, but I'm gonna try to pronounce it, and I'm gonna fuck it up royally. Azerbaijani.
Azerbaijani. That's it. Yeah, hell yeah.
Azerbaijan, is that it? That country, whatever, right? He made a deal with them just recently. It was a huge deal, apparently. And then he also made a deal with
India too.
India was on the map for making a deal, but that hadn't gone down yet, at least not to my knowledge, unless you know.
Nisi mentioned it earlier. She said that they just swindled a deal underneath everybody. Was India and Pakistan, the latest 2.
Okay. And why are they making that deal? You're obviously making a deal, especially it seems to all be connected to energy. With China, the 2 Chinese deal were oil pipeline and coal. The coal was 100 million ton supply of coal. With Pakistan was also an economic deal, for economic development, or having Russia help out Pakistan, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, sorry, Pakistan was a trade deal. Scratch that. Pakistan was a trade deal. And China had 2 energy deals and Azerbaijani deal. I don't know what that was specifically, but they signed a Declaration of Allied Interaction.
Wow.
Declaration of Allied Interaction. I don't know. To me, that sounds like somebody's going to help somebody if they get in trouble.
Yes.
Right.
Back them up, right? At least that's how I understood it. I didn't get to read the whole article because I was trying to get it all down. But dude, if you're making this deal, that's like Bloods and Crips making a deal to fucking calm down, stop the shooting so they can go after this other gang. And the only other gang on this planet is us in the UK. In the UK, they'll be eating tea and eating crumpets and drinking tea while we get our asses handed to us. They don't look like they want to step in at all either. I think our allies are going to bail on us. Plus, our allies saw what we did to the Ukraine. We didn't back them up enough. And they were asking for X, Y, and Z, and we were dragging our feet about it. Whether it's right or wrong, it's irrelevant. We didn't help the Ukraine like supposedly these guys made a deal with the Ukraine that they were going to help should Russia do anything. And it's back on, well, we're gonna give you these missiles and these weapons, and then hopefully you guys can handle it from there.
Yeah.
And I don't agree that we should jump in. I'm not saying we should, but you made the deal. You got to honor your deal.
Yeah. But it seems like we do that a lot. We do a lot of shady shit where we'll say we do this, we say, but it's the switching of the guards. I think when you're constantly switching presidents and switching from Democrat to Republican, and it's so divided and so at war, so it looks like, things switch up. Like, you might have the Republicans, they really give a fuck about a country that we make a deal with. And then boom, Democrats come in, Russia realizes, they don't give a fuck about them people. Boom, we can do whatever we want now. Boom, right. Bam, bam, let's get it in while they're in office. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tribe. Hey, Who was it that wouldn't even answer Potato's phone call recently? Was it UAE? He was
wasn't that
calling,
Saudi? That was Saudi
yeah,
Arabia.
Saudi
What?
Arabia. He was like, "Hey, pump some more damn gas, some more oil." They were like, "No,
Yeah.
nothing." We're
Well, because
screwed.
Saudi Arabia has probably made a deal with Russia that we don't know about, or that'll probably come out in a couple of weeks. I mean, listen, everybody is forming up to go against us. That's the bottom line. The only thing we can do is either we go out in a blaze of glory, which a lot of us don't want because we know what a blaze of glory means. So what do? Do we just sit down and shut up? At some point, it's probably going to come down to it. Because again, we don't have leadership, and our military seems like it doesn't have the balls it used to have. Just look at the generals.
Millie.
Military generals do not have that yo, fuck it, we got this. Now, one military general last week said we could take China and Russia on. I don't know what he meant by that, but he made that statement. I was like, man, that's kind of a ballsy statement. That means either we have something that they don't know about, or we just have military tactics that are going to carry us through. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to expect from that.
We got a big ass war machine. We do got a big ass war machine. I do want to tap on this, man, because I want to get your input on it, man. What do you? Because they're pushing this really hard. They're pushing Saki's all over the TV talking about it. Other people in the news are talking about it, and they're really saying that they think Russia's going to do a chemical or radiological attack in Ukraine, and that's why they're pushing this lab shit.
That's our go-to.
But when they say, when they talked about Russia going into Ukraine, nobody believed it. Like, nah, that's bullshit. They say they got intelligence, whatever. It's fucking Biden. But the shit came about. Now they're really pushing this. And that's a dangerous fucking way to go, because if they go chemical or they go radiological, that's a big ass move. That's a whole changing point in the war, if you ask me, because I think NATO gets involved in.
Well, the problem is NATO right now, and they showed their panties, those fucking whores, because they're scared of Biden, right? So Biden pretty much pimp smacked NATO, like, on international TV, and he pretty much dared them. You guys do this, I'm gonna do that. And now NATO's like, shit, will he? Well, yeah, he will. He will launch those nukes. At who? That's who they don't know, and that's why NATO is like, if they said he was going to hit, let's say, some African country like Botswana or some shit, they were like, fuck it, go ahead, But if he said he's going to launch and hit like Iceland or Germany or something like that, that's a different ballgame. So they don't want to find out who he's going to launch. I think he's going to use a tactical nuke very, very soon. I also think he's going to use the chemical thing. I don't know. That whole lab shit, seemingly, I found out today that the whole lab theory was started by that asshole I can't stand, Alex Jones. He started that a couple of weeks ago. Now Russia and China are both grabbing onto it, and they're pushing it out there, right? You saw it on the news. China says that there's what you call biological labs. You know that biological labs, just across the board, not all of them are bad. Not all of them are there performing super soldiers and shit. Some of them are suffice it to say, looking for the the cure for the common cold or whatever the fuck it is. So, or animal shit for that matter. Like one of the labs that were bombed, they said it was animal related. Now China tried to spin it around today. In an article, I want to say Fox News, China was trying to spin it around, saying that the lab that was bombed in the Ukraine was doing research on COVID with bats. They tried to spin it around and say that the shit was in the Ukraine now. I'm like, yo, you guys just... So interestingly enough, guys, a week ago, a bombshell study or finding came out saying that the virus was not found in the lab. It was found in the wet market. That was a week ago. Then they dropped this shit. China drops this shit about the Ukraine having the labs doing COVID research. And so now they're trying to spin it, but I'm like, wait, first of all, biolabs are in everybody's country around the world. I don't give a fuck what country you're from, there's a biolab there. China had a U.S.-funded biolab, which Fauci ran. That was in China as well, right? So now they're trying to throw, I guess, a rock at a glass house, because now they're trying to blame the fucking Ukraine, saying that they were working on COVID there as well.
Like how could they even complain about that? They were guilty of it too. China was doing it too. I get what you're saying. It's like, Jesus, what's the problem then? Now you're gonna try to make it look bad. What about you, motherfuckers?
You're right.
You know what I mean?
They're pointing fingers. And somebody disavowed podcast. America funds everyone else's biolabs. Well, listen, there are nefarious reasons that are going on out there. We can't deny it. Whether that's American, Russian, or Chinese, or Venezuela, or Brazilians, somebody's out there trying to create the next superhuman or next virus to wipe out 90% of humanity, right? But a lot of what the U.S. funds, they fund shit that we can't do here in the country. And they also fund scientists who found out that they might be able to manipulate X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. Yeah. And they don't want to take that research away from them, and they can't bring it here, so they fund them. Listen, there's simplicity to it and there's complexity to it, right? So it goes both ways. It's simple where they're just funding a dude because, oh, he did some shit. And then they're funding this guy because, well, he could build a super soldier, so let's get it off.
Right.
Yeah. And there's so many restrictions in America, of course. So, and, you know, like we can build a cheesecake here with this ingredients, but over in China, you can add this, and this to it.
Right.
And that yeah, I get it, man. That's deep.
Well, I have both of you guys here. Let me ask you this. Bam. Hey, cyber. Man, I'm thinking, I don't know, I just have this feeling in my bones, like maybe 2 weeks, we might start seeing some things just kind of pop up on the cyber front because they're withdrawn from the World Wide Web. Any thoughts?
I don't know, man. The cyber attack thing, I'm still waiting.
Okay.
You know, they've been talking about, they said this week we were going to get hit. They said last week we were going to get hit. Yeah. They said they were going to shut our power off 2 weeks ago, you know, and then I think tomorrow, right, Friday, they were running around saying that some big shit was going to happen and wind up being false, by the way.
Right.
The picture, the article you sent me from early this morning, right. It wind up being bullshit. And every week some videos coming out saying, yo, you better get ready, blackout's imminent. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. Like, imminent means, you know, like right now, tomorrow, not fucking 8 weeks from now or 2 months from now. Granted, we have to be prepared for a cyber attack. Absolutely. We need to be prepared for a nuclear attack. Absolutely. Yeah. But the overdrive on YouTube is fucking giving me a headache now.
It is.
I'm watching more YouTubers talk about shit than I am making videos these days. Yeah. Like, you know, instead of like going up there to the roof and making a video, I'm sitting down watching this guy and going, what the fuck is he talking about? And then another video, I'm like, that makes some sense. We'll wait and see. You know, another guy's like, you got to watch this video now. Breaking news. And I watch it and I'm like, you motherfucker, you just wasted 15 minutes of my time. Bullshit, you know?
Yeah. But do you think, I'm just saying, do you think we will see some form of that going on here?
I think we will, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, the United States nerds, hacker nerds, they're really good as well.
Okay,
so that's our saving grace right now. They, believe it or not, the people that used to get picked on, maybe a couple of us picked on them. Not saying I did. You know, growing up, they're the fucking dudes that are fucking gonna not so much save this country, but stop it from getting taken down on that front. So the cyber attack front, I'm not too worried about. Okay. As far as them hitting banks and shit, that's a different story.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a different story altogether. They can absolutely shut down the ATMs and then we can't pull money out, or shut down the, what's that system? When you're using your debit card, they could shut that down so no payment of no transactions are made. Yeah. And listen, they're only going to shut it down for a short period of time. It's not forever, you know? Yeah. That's why I don't worry about it too much. Cyber attacks are temporary. A lot of people seem to think that cyber attacks can be for good. No, they're temporary because, like I said, our cyber nerds, they hack back and they get the shit back online. Then they put a code in to see if they can stop it temporarily while they redo whatever fucking nerds do to that system. Terms that I can't think of right now that I read about a while ago.
AP.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I get excited, man.
That's fine.
All right. Well, so what about the pipeline? Hey, PT, we did a little bit on the pipeline. You remember we actually had to pay a ransom. You may have more information than what we got, but in order to get that thing flowing again, it was the billing system. We actually had to pay a ransom to get that thing going again.
Right. And the ransom was taken back from them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So
Oh, we swiped it back, huh?
yeah. So what they did was they sent them the ransom, and they dropped some kind of tracking signal or some weird shit in the Bitcoin or whatever it was that they gave to them. It got to their account. They shut everything back on, or they released everything. They
Right.
paid it and pulled the money back. And then they found out
Nice.
who these dudes were, and they wound up being Russians. But they said that they weren't connected to the Russian government. But whatever, however people want to look at it, I think they were. But I think Biden just shrugged it off because he said, well, you know what, we got the money back, and he did. But again, guys, we'll definitely see shit like that, but we won't see ransom.
Gotcha.
You know,
We got nerds for that shit.
I want to ask you this, man. I want to get your real thoughts on this. What do you think could happen right now to make America or NATO step in and we go to full-fledged World War III? What would Putin do? What's one of the things or two of the things? Have you thought about it at all? Like, what's a move he can make where, oh shit, no matter what, we're going in now? I think personally is the radiological thing. You know, if he does any kind of because it's actually in writing with Ukraine that if Russia uses nukes against Ukraine, we definitely step in and help. That's why they gave up their nukes.
Right, and I think, again, I think because we have a pussy in the White House, I don't think he'll step in.
No,
I have this odd feeling he won't. I mean, listen, I hope he proves me wrong. But I just think that, too much Vagisil for this guy, man. He's just not fucking, he's not about war. He's trying to avoid it. I think Biden knows if Biden could remember who Putin is, I'm pretty sure he can. If he can remember who Putin is, he'll remember all the shit that he was about. And he might be like, yo, I don't think we can handle this. Listen, if he bombs an American embassy, I think that's automatic war. And if Biden doesn't step in, I could see him being impeached, or what's that other thing where they drag him out of office? Something incompetence. But I could see them doing that to him if it goes that far. But if he drops a nuke on Ukraine, I don't know.
That's deep. That's deep.
All right.
Or chemical or biological too. Like if something like that was and I'm not saying this will happen. But, far-fetched, I think this is far-fetched, but I consider everything, if biological, with them talking about these labs and shit, if something biological was to happen, then the whole world somebody has to step in and stop this shit right away, or else that could wipe out our entire fucking human race. If you get the worst motherfucker out there, the worst biological thing. And they're building the weapons. I mean, it's possible. It's always even if it's just a percentage of a percentage. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's funny. What's his name? Putin. He just re-upped his or modified his nuclear arms, right? And then he established it, or he let everyone know a couple years back, like, this is what we have now. I love when people tell me, in the chats or in the comment section, this is what he has and this is what it is. I'm like, are you that fucking stupid? Do you really think this man told us everything he has? You think This man told us every piece of weapon he built? The guy has EMP weapons, for Christ's sake. They even have one that has the capability of acting as a nuclear bomb. So it is a nuclear bomb, but it's designed for EMP detonation. So he has that, for Christ's sake, in his arsenal. Why would you build all of these things? Why would you build all of these weapons if you weren't going to use them? I mean, look, I know that, when someone says, well, what about the guns? You guys buy guns so that you could, to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. But we're not launching a fucking RPG at our neighbor's fucking, door because we don't like the dude. You're building these arms, you're building these submarines that I heard someone mentioned in the chat. The submarines was fucking, one of the submarines like badass. I'm like, why would you build this thing if you weren't planning to attack somebody with it?
Yeah.
So I don't. The guy is going to use something at some point. I hope.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's going to use something. He's going to let us know. He's going to be like, you motherfuckers want to know? And then he's going to let us know what he has. He's going to launch a tactical nuke. I don't think he's going to use long range, though. North Korea just pulled some bullshit a couple days ago.
Yes,
where
they
were
did.
you saw that, right? Where they were
Yeah.
trying to hide that launch, like they were launching a satellite or some shit.
Yep.
And it wound up being a long range missile, right? So now, why
Yep.
would they be testing that, and why would they be hiding that? Normally, Jim Khan, whatever the fuck his name is, Hop Singh, right? He tells the world, "Well, I'm launching this nuke, and this is what it is." But instead, this route, this time, which is weird, he fucking tried to hide it. It's a little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Since I got you, man, and I know you've talked about this on your show probably 10 times already, but I just got to ask you, what do you think China? What do you think's going to happen with China, man? Because when we're talking about it, a lot of the chats like, look, you got to keep your eye on China, man. We're worried about Russia, we're worried about Ukraine, while China's sitting over here just ready to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? They're like in the driver's seat right now. They don't have no beef. They're sitting back watching us with all this bullshit going on. They can do whatever they want. What do you think, man?
I think right now, and I don't listen. I'm gonna beat a lot of fucking YouTuber like subscribers up in this video, but a lot of people seem to think that America is government. They seem to think the American government is stupid. So the American government is watching China as well. They're not.
Yeah.
We're all focused on Ukraine, but this community here, all of us that are watching right here, we're all paying attention to what's going on in China as well. We're also paying attention to the deals that Pakistan made with Russia and the Chinese deal that that China made with Russia in that country I can't pronounce to save my life. We're watching that as well, right? So everybody's watching China right now. So China to make a move on Taiwan right now, I think would be wrong, would be a bad move, because that would definitely set some shit in motion. Then now we can't take back. Right. I don't think China wants nuclear war, because if they did, they would have moved on Taiwan weeks ago.
Yeah.
Months ago, rather. Sorry.
Months. Yeah.
They're chilling. All right. Man, I don't know. It's a lot going on. It is a lot going on.
Hell yeah. I just want to tell y'all something that we found. It was a couple hours ago before the live. They said that hundreds of thousands of citizens in Mariupol, Ukraine, or something. I might not be pronouncing it right. Hundreds of thousands don't have food, water, electric, heat, anything. They're like ass out completely. Hundreds of thousands. Like that's mind blowing. Like, we take news and we hear that and we're like, yeah, but if you sit there and think about hundreds of thousands of people right now don't have water, food, heat in Ukraine, electricity, that could be genocide. That could be, if you know what I mean, if they don't end up getting help and Russia keeps them from going anywhere because they'll just get blown up, because we see Russia's attacking every fucking thing that moves. Yeah. So I mean, this could really go bad, man, for them people there.
Yeah, bro. You know what my latest and greatest prep is?
What's up?
Fam, I know. It's a battery powered siphon pump.
Yeah.
So you can get what you need really fast. It goes into like a gas can. You push the button, boom, boom, boom. No Walking Dead shit. None of that. It's all I need is like 30 seconds and I got you. Sorry, y'all.
Hey, angry. I told Just Josh about the dude drilling in the gas tank to steal gas.
Yeah.
Just Josh hit me back. He was like, man, I'm putting a drill in my back seat right now. I was like, man, what? He's like, man, that's a hell of a prep. I'm like, what?
Bro, I'm in it to win it, man. I'm sorry. Hey, fam, I'm sorry.
Now,
I'm in it to win it.
What you call it? Gas tanks, right? I saw those guys. The guy drilled into it. Like, a lot of people like, oh, they punctured it. No, it was a drill. You looked at that picture again. You can see the what you call the marks.
Had slivers too. They showed a picture.
Right. Imagine if the guy would have fucking set himself on fire doing that.
Yeah.
That's where you just leave. Yeah, you just leave him there.
Yeah.
You're like,
hey, I thought about it.
I tell you what, though, my bug out van, the gas tank is plastic.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was on two different. I got two of them, and I took one gas tank off of the other one. And both of them are plastic.
You got two?
Yeah, I got a backup. Man, I completely
Oh,
gutted
man.
the other van, so I got backup preps for my van, man. That's a part of prepping, man. I made sure I got a whole little shed filled up with boxes of auto parts so I could
Hey.
fix my shit.
Yeah. Supposedly power was restored to Chernobyl.
Oh, really?
Supposedly. Allegedly.
Well, we'll scratch that off the list.
We'll see. When we're all glowing in the dark next week, then we'll know. Shit,
Yeah.
they didn't do it right. Hey, Carbon Q, what's going on? Thank you for the donation, by the way.
Carbon Q's got a great channel, man. Great channel.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I don't know. Hey, okay. All right. So I already mentioned it, but with Russia taking themselves off the World Wide Web, PT, we was talking, and I was like, I don't think that we really understand what this means. Like, really, do we still have the ability to cyber attack them, to mess with the RuNet? You know what I'm saying? Like, what benefit does this legitimately have for them to just be like, I'm out?
Well, I forget why I started thinking this, and it was here in the last hour or something.
Yeah.
Might have been during this live stream, man. My mind, I don't know, but it might have been you and Nisi talking, and you were talking about how China already has that. China already shuts down information and stops their people from it. So it kind of died down my worry about that a little bit, because I'm thinking, well, China's already done that. You know, North Korea done that. Like, okay, Russia ain't on the thing no more. Fuck them. We don't, you know, whatever. It'll be the same as them.
Bro, can we still tap into their system is what I'm asking.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If they're going to have wireless internet even in Russia, you can tap into that signal. Okay. It would probably take a satellite or a neighboring country to do it, but it can be done. I think what they're doing is they're trying to minimize them being hacked into, so that they can, they can come off the internet rather, and then they could cyber attack us, and it would be harder to cyber attack them, but it wouldn't be impossible.
Okay. I think another thing that it might have something to do with is the money, because we're getting, they're trying to push this crypto, they're trying to push this digital coin. If they're hooked into ours, they want to be separate, they want to have the money. They're fucking with our petrodollar, all that shit. So if they get their own computers and shit, then they won't be linked into our money, and they can still beef with us about money. Maybe.
Yeah. And listen, they're becoming self-sufficient. I mean, they were already a self-sufficient country, but again, if you look at the deals and you look at this cutting themselves off the internet, they're becoming self-reliant, so that they become their own world. Forget about country, their own world. So everything there now, they get their own oil, they get their own coal, right? They're making fucking allied deals with other countries. So, like I said, they're definitely gearing up for some shit. But what is it? Are they just going to fucking take Ukraine, stop there in I guess in another world maybe, but if they stop there and then that's it?
Nah. I think they're gonna go after Finland. I think they're going.
Did you see the flags?
Finland is on my mind big time. I think Finland is going to be a key.
Did you see the USS? I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, you got it. I was done. I was thinking about what other countries, but go ahead.
Did you see the USSR flags flying on the tanks? It was only like one or two tanks, but it was bright red with the yellow sickle, and they were moving
in Ukraine.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. They have ambitions.
They do. They definitely do. And Patrick Lee, you're right. Russia has more than enough food and fuel to be self-sufficient, but I mean, listen. Everybody's become so reliant on one another. I like to see how they pull it off. I'm dying to see how they pull it off.
Yeah. For me, seriously, look, for me, okay, so this isn't like North Korea or like, Taiwan. It's not like some smaller country. This is, I don't know, number 2, number 3, literally saying, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
That's big shit, man.
You've been stressing over this for like a couple of days.
Yeah, you know how I do it.
Yeah. All right, I got another question, man. I got to dig into the brains of the geniuses. They're saying that there's British troops that were in Ukraine or going into Ukraine or whatever. Britain is saying, they'll be AWOL. They weren't supposed to do it. And what I'm wondering, from y'all, do y'all think that they were put there by the British and now they're trying to cover it up? Or do you think these soldiers really went against their own military and said, we're going to do what we want, and went into Ukraine? And I'm not saying that to try to push you one way or the other. I'm just, trying to emphasize both sides of it. What do you think, man?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I saw something on that, and I don't know. I would like to. He muted himself so he can eat. Yeah. So yeah. Listen, I don't know because what's his name? The guy with the messy hair, right? Boris Johnson. He sat there and said, "Oh, you will not fight, and if you do, you're going to be, excommunicado." And I'm like, well, how the fuck did they get there if you guys didn't give them the order to go there?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if they want rogue, which is not, is not uncommon. If they want rogue, okay, but I don't know. It sounded like they fucked up, and now Boris Johnson had to make that statement to be like, okay, Russia, we weren't really there, man. I'm sorry, my bad. We're so sorry. And then he's yelling at the troops to be like, what the fuck were you guys doing there? To make it look like he's sorry for doing what they did, but in fact they probably got caught. But again, I don't know much about it.
PT, didn't I tell you that shit? Yeah. I was like, man, hey, we probably got like SEALs and spec ops and everything in that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, Russia has their finger on the pulse, man. They definitely, they're on top of all the shit that is going on. So they're not one to fuck with and try to be cute with, because he's not going to respect that. So either you go all in and get in his ass, or you bow out. But you can't have it both ways. And an update on the Chernobyl. Chernobyl's lost Ukraine's lost all contact with Chernobyl.
That's what I heard before we went live. Nisi mentioned that. Yeah, all contact.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, listen, that as long as it doesn't go fucking, doesn't go nuclear, it's fine. I guess. I don't know. It's that, they said that if it goes into full meltdown, the entire world is fucked. So
yeah.
And some people are like, well, not quite, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I nuclear fucking physicists had said that. So I'm gonna take the word of the guy who's been studying this shit for fucking his whole life, and over some guy on fucking YouTube leaving a comment section.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me ask this, man, and this is a big one. We've been doing live streams. Me and Just Josh, prepping outside the box, Hutch Homestead, Native and Devout. Yeah, just all of us, man, just been hitting it hard. People from the chat jumping on, getting it in. And it just seems like to me right now, I can't think of any time in my life where we were even close to being this fucked up all over the world. All the things that's happening. We're telling people in the chat, new people that come in, like, get your preps up, go get water, go get communications, go get food. We're at World War III and it's just starting and it's going to get really fucking bad. It's going to get really fucking bad. And all the bad shit that's going on. How are you feeling, man? Like, how are you feeling about America and where we stand? And do you see us? Are we closer now than ever to that situation of an apocalypse? Or do you think all this shit is just, going to do what it does and we'll be all right?
I was waiting on Josh to go.
What? You waiting on me?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
That's Mr. Doomsday right there, man. That's Mr. Doomsday.
Rest in peace, UGP. Man, look, hey, I'm prepping up, man, because I'm thinking, okay, I wrote with the good book. Fam, y'all know. I wrote with the good book. And that's what I use to kind of gauge what's happening and how it's happening and how it's moving forward. I know a lot of people don't. It just is what it is. We have a one world currency. We have Fed coin. We have crypto all over the place. That's coming. We have threats of nuclear weapons being released like I've never seen or heard of before. Everybody's prepping, bro. Our economy is in it's inflation high. Before all this, inflation is higher than what it's ever been. Gas is the roof.
Now we got chemical and radiological warnings from our government saying that they think it's going to happen because Russia's lying about the biolabs and all that.
Bro,
I mean,
I bought my first gas mask today.
Right.
Yeah, I tried that bitch on and I was like, yeah, this will work. Seriously. I don't know, man. I think we're in for you know me, man. Yeah, it's World War III for me.
I think so too. That's where I'm at on it too, man. I've never seen it this bad. And you look at history and like just Josh always says, after a pandemic, what comes next?
Yeah,
it's
history.
And it seems like what they're trying to do with all this green shit and how they're trying to change the entire way of life of everybody for the past 2 years. It just seems, and now they need that big thing, World War does whatever. And
we have the infrastructure for the MOTB, not to even get into that, but we have it. The passport. We have all those things set in place. It's been tried and true. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, I'll shut up now.
What you think, man? What you think? I mean, you're like, man, you're the one that made me proud to be a fucking prepper. Like, for anybody that don't know, I never told nobody I was a prepper. I just started doing the damn things, and then I seen Angry, and I was like, damn, if he can say it, I can say it. And man, I caught more shit than a motherfucker from all my homies, man. They're like, a prepper? What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying?
I2K.
Yeah.
I didn't even say anything. I just, you know what with preppers, man. Some preppers, fuck it. A lot of preppers, when they start prepping, they're like the vegan or the CrossFitter. They got to mention it every second. By the way, I'm prepping for this, that, and the third. And and then you try to get your friends into it, like hey man, if you get like 3 more cans of beans, if something happens, you'll be good. And your friends are looking at you like, you fucking out of your mind, right? So like, I never did that. I avoided that. I did not that I didn't care. It's not for everyone, right? And prepping is definitely not for everyone. There's some people you wish never prep, right? So when the shit goes down, that's it for them. That's me. But there are other people that you wish would fucking prep and they don't, but I don't sit there and try to preach to people. I mean, outside of YouTube, I don't sit there and preach to people like, oh guys, you guys should be, you guys should get ready because this is going to happen. I'm like, oh man. And it's just, it's, I don't know. I just didn't want to be that asshole. I didn't want to be that guy up their ass. And listen, the way of people, right? You sit there and you try to, tell them some shit and they don't want to hear it,
Yeah.
And now like we're in this boat and some of those people we spoke to are like, yo, how do I treat my water? And so they start asking you these questions. They're trying to be slick, but they're concerned,
Yeah.
This is an entirely different ballgame. And I'm telling people now, I'm like, listen, some of us are going to die. That's just the bottom line, but our prepping, our supplies are an insurance should we get past the first stages of death, whatever that is, right?
Yes.
And unfortunately, this is how we have to think now, which sucks. I'm sitting here thinking the other day, I was like, fuck, man, if it goes down, and I don't get out of the city in time, I'm fucking screwed. I mean, I can hold it down in the house for about a month, but then we have to move, But then I find out that New York City and a lot of cities are no longer first, second, or third strike options anymore.
Really?
Right? Yeah, they're more like 4th and 5th. See, a lot of people are thinking in the old ways, and the old ways was hit the city first, right?
Yeah.
But now, because war tactics has changed, and we are not going to hit Moscow, and Russia's not going to hit London. They're going to hit their military installations first. If they want to create havoc and pandemonium, which you're already going to have as soon as you launch the first nuke, that nuke hits Ukraine or fucking some desert in somebody's fucking backyard, it's going to create panic. But if you hit a city, you are undoubtedly going to create panic, but they don't want to create panic. They want to win the war. In the win the war, you got to hit the military installations. And there's so many of them
Yeah.
that they have to be tactical about it, right? And there's so many cities. Now, obviously, New York City, for the one reason of fucking up the economy. That's why you hit New York City, right?
Right.
You hit LA. If there was a reason why they said you would hit LA. I forgot what it was, but they're
Is it
no
shipping?
longer thinking along those routes anymore.
Is it shipping? Why you would hit LA to kill the docks? I'm just thinking, guessing.
You know what? I don't know. But Cherokee Survival said fourth in big cities, 2009 study. So I guess that we would be the fourth wave attack, right? So like I said, we're not first, second, and third. And you're hoping by the third wave attack that they fucking call it quits. That's the hope. If not, then they go after the cities. But by then, we'd already have a path of where we're going to move, where we have to stay away from, and what direction to go in, and what direction not to go in. So that gives us a bit of a head start, if you will. Unfortunately, when they drop those bombs on those military installations, there are going to be a lot of casualties. There's a lot of military bases that have military homes around them, right? They're going to take the brunt of the hit as well. And then you're going to have the fallout immediately in the path of wherever those cities or towns lie. So these cities and towns lie, let's say NORAD, which NORAD is not even in use anymore, but for some reason it's still on their hit list. They hit NORAD, anything in the path of NORAD going northeast, the wind flow that starts to curve at that point, it'll not wipe, but it'll sprinkle across the cities. So that being said, guys, this is we are in the what was it, the Cuban Missile Crisis? This is fucking a walk. That's a walk in the park compared to what we're going through. Because now, back then it was just nukes, right? And the Cuban Missile Crisis was just nukes, and that was it. Now we got nukes, EMPs, fucking cyber attacks. We got all kinds of shit. We got a biological bomb that could blow up in New York City and release some fucking bullshit that we're unaware of, or not even a bomb, just a guy spraying some shit in the subway system. So
Poseidon.
We're contending with all of these issues now, and not just one. I wish it was just a nuclear bomb. Just that was all we were contending with, but we're not. We're contending with 5 different fucking things. And to boot, we have fucking dumbass Russian loyalists out there now in the United States who are probably going to side with Putin and fuck some shit up. And that's me being extreme. I don't think anyone would, but the way some of these people are sounding, that link I sent you in the video, read the comment section.
Yeah, I gotta get. I'm a mute real quick to get Nisi to.
Hey, when am I gonna get the video? Drime.
He's gonna send it to you.
It's always bullshit, man.
Yeah, he's gonna send it to you.
Yeah, man. Oh man, this is crazy.
It's listen, and I told the wife the other day, I'm like, yo, we hadn't seen shit yet. So we're all listen. Everybody's stressing at some level right now, especially preppers. I think a lot of us have an understanding of what's going on and how bad this can get. Go ahead.
I think it's worse than what we're thinking right now. See, that's I try to look at things and I'm like the other night we did a live stream and I told everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel, I said, man, try to take your mind back to 2019. Put yourself in 2019 and look at yourself now and the world around you. Because when you go through something and you go through 2020, 2021, and you get to this point, it's like the frog in the pot type thing. And you don't really, register just how fucking bad it is right now. And plus, when you're preppers, like what I've noticed about myself, like when 2020 hit, I was like, holy fuck, I was right. There is going to be some bad shit that's happening. I wasn't prepping for nothing all this time. You know what I mean? So I think we tend we're constantly trying to diet down to be, it ain't as bad as it is. I think it's pretty fucking bad right now. You look at gas, you look at food prices, you go to the grocery store, you hear the stories from different people, single moms who can't afford to fucking go to work now, can't get food in the house except for ramen noodles and a fucking box of Rice Krispies. I mean, shit is getting dirty. People drilling into fucking gas tanks to steal your fucking gas. I mean, it's fucking getting there, man.
Yeah. And it's funny. What's his name? Yardbird said the Russian Tsar bomba, 3,000 times more powerful than the one they dropped on Hiroshima. Here's the thing, guys. I looked at Russians' nuclear arsenal, right? And again, they probably have some shit that's a little more stronger. But the problem with the Tsar Bomba or the Tsar bomb that the Russian built is that it was too big. It was the king of all bombs, is what they labeled it in Russia. But it is just too big. The delivery system would need to be a plane and not a missile, because none of the missiles were big enough, even by today's standards, to carry this warhead over to here. So the likeliness of them using that is like almost at 0% of them using it. Now, they have one called the Satan or the Satan 2. That has, if I'm not mistaken, 800 kiloton warhead. But it said 10. I think it said 10 800 kiloton warheads. I don't know if that's 10 800 kiloton warheads on one missile, or is that 10 different missiles, with 800 kiloton. But 800 kilotons, guys, that's a lot, right? That's way more than Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? Yeah. So that's going to create a lot of panic and a lot of fear. And that's also the Tsar Bomba, by the way, too. Just a quick side note: that bomb was designed not to give off radiation or create radiation. Fallout. I thought that was pretty interesting when I read that. I read that just the other day because I was busy trying to prove some asshole wrong, and and I was like researching all this shit about the bomb. I thought that was pretty cool. But as far as being bombed by that, the reason why too they used the bomb like that was because of its massive energy, right? So if you were going to hit the Empire State Building, but you missed and you hit Madison Square Garden, well, you still destroy the Empire State Building anyway. Well, today's guidance system is so much on point that they don't need a kiloton that big anymore. They can go smaller, and these are smaller, the ones that they would drop on us, but they would still create massive damage.
Yeah, I watched a video on it, and it was about that bomb and how the new technology is different, where they'll actually put 7 smaller ones on one missile, and it'll be 10 times bigger than the bomber. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it's craziness, man. Why the fuck are you? And this is kind of rhetorical, but why the hell are humans building shit like this, man? You know what I mean? There is evil in this world that we just can't comprehend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro,
my question is, what's up with all this hypersonic stuff? Do we have hypersonic technology or do we not? You know what I'm saying?
We do. I was thinking again. I looked that up too. We do have it. There is a little bit of a game they're playing with the media and with us, but I think because they want Russia to think that they don't have it, but we have the capabilities. There was an article I was reading the other day, and they were talking about this article actually was from 2 years ago, and they were talking about how they were testing their first hypersonic missile.
Okay.
Right? So I guess you could put a nuclear warhead on it, but they were testing the missile out, and I don't know how the testing came out or what the final result was, but they were testing it. So it seems like everybody has the capability. Mm-hmm. Now what? Right?
Yeah.
You don't build a hypersonic bomb and then just not use it.
Yeah.
You know?
Y'all hear the helicopter?
Nah, bro, I don't hear nothing.
I hear it.
I don't hear anything.
It's crazy, man. And they used to not do hardly anything at night. Now it's 2:00 in the morning, man. I just today I was talking to Just Josh on the phone, and a plane was underneath the cliff that I live on. The cliff ain't but, I don't know, 200 feet or something, but the plane was underneath. Like if I was standing at the cliff, I could have took a picture of the top of the plane, and it was that close. Like I could only see the outer wing. I couldn't see the inner wing. That's how close it was to the cliff. I mean, these planes, I seen Ospreys, and Ospreys is a big deal. It's one of our newest, in the past 20 years. I seen 5 of those today, and I know 4 of them were all different. You know what I mean? Because 2 of them left, and 2 of them were doing shit over top of the base that's across the water. And then I seen another one, and it could have been one of the other ones. But that's a lot of maneuvering and shit. And there's all kinds of helicopters, medical helicopters, fighter jets going out back to back to back to back. They're all heading out to the ocean. I mean, it is a lot of activity, man. just for this one little small naval base.
Yeah.
Well, we have Blackhawks flying up and down the Hudson River. One of my videos, it was flying like fairly low over my shoulder. I think I released a video. Maybe I didn't yet. But anyway, I'll be releasing it this week if I haven't. And you can see a little black dot moving. I've never seen a Black Hawk other than 9/11. I've never seen a Black Hawk fly over the city. Up and down the Hudson, you get it because West Point's down the river from us. But now every day you'll see a couple of military helicopters, not just Black Hawks, but other military helicopters flying up and down the Hudson River. And I'm like, they're definitely gearing up for some shit, man. They're not doing all of this and, not gearing up. They got to be putting people in hiding. I don't know what the fuck, but it's a lot of fucking traffic, man.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. I posted one of those quick videos, the shorts that you do. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was a doomsday plane went right over top of my house. I caught it on video. I heard it coming. I ran outside, and it was right over top of my house. And I clicked the record and caught that motherfucker. And it was even like leveling out and shit. So it took a sharp turn to come over top of my house and then went over top of the water. It's a quick video, but it's really cool looking, man. But when do you get a fucking doomsday plane to come over top of your house? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit.
Now, right before World War III. Now, that's when you get it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Awkward Texan, man. She used to be in the Air Force. I'm not sure all the videos she does and stuff like that, but she stays on top of things, man. And like when every helicopter that goes by, every plane, I always, tell her about it and she'll tell me what it is. Then she'll look it up on the map and tell me where it's going and everything, man. She stays on top of it.
AP, you still dipping out or you staying in NY?
We're still dipping out, but it looks like we'll be glowing in the dark before we do. Listen, the plan is to get the fuck out of here. If this dog and pony show keeps going on, which I'm hoping it does, we're definitely gonna dip out of here. But now we got to reconsider where, because listen. Here's the problem: if all-out nuclear war breaks out, or if even a couple of missiles hit this country, right? Even if it doesn't hit us, we're still going to be in a bad shape. The economy's going to tank, right? People are going to be fucking frightened. I don't know what fucking PD's going to do, cops. I don't know if they're all going to leave and go home for the next couple of days to figure out what's going on. I don't know if crime's going to spike. I think it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. It's going to be bad, and then we have to worry about the fallout. Then we got to sit here and close our windows up and hang out in the hallway right here because we can't stay in our own living room, So if I move to Texas and this shit starts off, then what? Texas has a couple places they wouldn't mind hitting. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And you got to worry about the southern border down there too, because if shit hits the fan, that southern border is going to be a motherfucker.
Nah, bro, we got the southern border covered. Texas, hey, stand up. We got it covered, bro. We gotta handle that shit.
I don't know, man. I as of right now, I can care less about the southern border and more about, we're gonna make it through this shit.
Yeah.
Listen, the more it's that's what the major concern should be. I can care less about the border at this point. Everything's priorities,
But I worry about I don't worry about the Mexicans coming over or people like that. I worry about the infiltrators that mix in and get into the country to be those sleepers and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just always keeping my mind on everything.
That also makes sense, right? Fucking the Russians rubbing dirt in their face and looking dirty and coming across the border and saying they're Mexican, and that's like the only thing they know. And fucking
or Cubans, Cubans, they've been fucking around with the Cubans.
Yeah, hey,
listen,
bro.
it's gonna be a fucking shit show, man. That's for sure. I've been in my prep locker, my storage unit, and I was going through it today, and I'm just like, all right, I had to pull this out, pull that out. I went into my end of the world closet, which is like right behind me. One of my end of the world closet. I started looking through my shit. I'm like, oh man, I have fucking potassium iodide pills. Like I have a bunch of it. Completely forgot. What do? I order more. So I look at, and then I ordered more a couple of days ago. And I looked in here today and I'm like, oh shit. And I cleaned it out. I straightened it out. So now we have the plastic sheetings to grab in case some shit happens. We survived the first blast. We can survive the fallout. And listen, we survived the first blast. We're good. You know, if they hit the financial district, which everybody's suspecting they would hit, if they do hit New York, we have a fighting chance. If they hit Central Park, we're as good as dead.
Has your prepping stepped up in the past couple weeks? Have you like kicked back into that super prepper mode where you're always thinking about what you need next and what should I do here and what should I get that I don't have and shit like that? Has it really like picked up?
A little bit, you know. So like I'm looking at canned goods again. I'm starting to buy, you know, collect more of that. You know, with Nutrient Survival, I'm buying more of their stuff as well. I mean, I'm an affiliate with them, but I'm still buying the shit from them as well. Just to have that more of that on deck. I realized that I have a lot of canned goods, man, in my other storage unit in the Bronx. I have shit all over the place, man. But it does me no good in the Bronx if there's fallout, right? Then I can't go out there. And even with my little bio suit that I have, I'm still not going to risk it, you know, for a couple cans of fucking beans and corned beef hash.
Right.
But we have enough in the house to last a couple of weeks until the fallout stops. And then, you know, hopefully the wind directions change and then we can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Now, if this holds off till we move, that's good. It's even better, you know? But I was looking at a couple spots, man, and I wrote it down, and I you know, told the wife, and she's like, well, I'm not moving to any of those places. And I'm like, yeah, I know, you know, but hold on. Let me, because it was part of a video I was going to do. I'm still going to do, but I'm waiting on its primary targets. You know, again, people thinking New York City is it. It's not it. A couple places you can move to where you'll probably be okay. Southeast region of Oregon, which really no one wants to go to. Central Nevada, Western Kansas, Central Nebraska. That's a shithole. No offense. And Northern and Eastern Idaho and Central Pennsylvania. Central Pennsylvania, which is interesting. I forgot what mountain is there, or mountains that the fallout would probably miss you just because of the jet stream, or rather the flow path of the wind. So you would be fucking you'd be somewhat safer in those areas. But Idaho, northern and eastern Idaho, you have a big section of land that would like almost never be touched by radiation fallout. And yes, we're still planning on Texas. I'm waiting on a couple of job offers, if you will, not offers, but applications I put in to see what happens with that. And even if it doesn't, I'll still move to Texas and do the whole constable sheriff thing while I'm out there.
Hey, Angry. I'm just saying, look, I've been in Texas for like 7 years, and I'm gonna tell you, you will have a time adjusting to Texas. I just want to throw that out there. I'm just saying. They real different out here.
Are you looking forward to moving for you know, this is just one thing, but are you looking forward to moving just so you can get your hands on some pew-pews and not have to worry about that shit anymore?
Oh, yeah. I told her, that's just the first thing I get is an arsenal, you know? I was like, we're not getting a couch. We're not getting beds. We're getting, you know.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
we'll sleep on the boxes of ammo is what we'll wind up doing.
Right.
Can I add to this real quick? Hey, home health, that's what I do. Home health, physical therapy, right? And when I have these discussions with my patients, you know, with the people that I work with, they always want to show me their arsenals. Like, seriously, today, 4 people, they were like, let me show you this, let me show you that. And I'm like, I don't know if I should touch that. But it's like the problem that I would have out here in Texas if shit really went south is that there are so many pew-pews. There are so many that, you know what I'm saying?
Crossfire.
Think about it that way.
That's the only thing, man. Oh. There are so many. yeah. 35, right. 40.
I'd rather have that than not enough. You know what I mean?
But if the person you're dealing with isn't all.
Yeah, he's talking about like a psych.
Right. Yeah. And they got like 50 of like, you know what I'm saying? And like 20,000. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not coming over here when it hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what's up, man? Love
Man,
Texas.
guns are crucial, man. I'm in Maryland, and the gun laws here, they eased up a little bit. They went through the court systems and shit like that, but it's still like you can't go to DC. You go to DC and you got a gun on you, man. I mean, back in the days, they would give you 5 years for the gun and a year for every bullet you had in the magazine. And if you had a couple extra magazines, it was a bullet for every bullet in every magazine.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man, it was
Yeah.
crucial, man.
Yo,
it was crucial.
When I was a kid, I got arrested, and I had a gun on me. And long story short, man, it was my father's gun.
Okay.
So I go before the judge, and the judge is like, he's ripping me a new asshole in front of my parents because my parents were, my father was a cop and mother was a correctional officer.
Right.
He's ripping me a new asshole. He's like, if you get in trouble again, he says, I'm going to give you 5 years for the gun. I'm going to give you a year for each bullet in the gun. And my father had hollow points in those things too. In the days.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't play. And and again, so I got in trouble with this fucking thing. And I remember him telling me that. And like an idiot in the courtroom, he's telling me that, and I fucking sort of blanked out because I'm trying to do the math. I'm like, 5 years and 1, 2, 3. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, 11 years, So I was like, so with that, man, that was it for me. Once he said that, and then I did the math in my head, and I walked out of the courtroom, I was like, I'm never fucking doing this bullshit again.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Lady Smith. You know what? He was going to legitimately kill me. And when I, saw the judge and I got out and I got home, my mother was like, you better stay away from him. Don't talk to him. Don't say a fucking word. And that was a hard, couple of weeks. It wasn't just like a couple of days. It was a hard couple of weeks, man. I think he was ready to tear my fucking heart out of my chest. Because, I mean, listen, now that I'm older and I realized all of the bullshit that I put him in.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, it doesn't dawn on you. When you become an adult and you have time to think about it, and you sit down and you're like, the fuck was I thinking? Getting in trouble, fucking, he could have lost his job. Like, it was bad, And I didn't realize that until I got older.
Yeah.
But
it's a whole different thing when your dad's a cop. Like, getting in trouble and your dad works, at the petroleum plant or works at the gas station or the grocery store. That's one thing. But cops, I mean, you could go out and buy something at a flea market, it be stolen. If it's caught in your dad's house, he'll lose his job like automatic. Like one of my kids' mothers, her dad was a cop, and the shit that he had to watch out for with his kids just so he didn't lose his career and shit, it was way different than your average person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That sucks too. That really sucks. It's just it's just this and you know what? He didn't lose his job. Thank God. It everything worked out. I didn't, but I tell you this much though, getting arrested was a huge lesson learner. But I don't care what anybody tells you, man. When you go for a job interview, you tell them you were arrested. Because it was for a couple of years, man. It was fucking hard trying to look for work, But then the fire department thing, as long as you admitted to it, they didn't care,
Gotcha.
I've been dying to ask you a question for a long time, man. I'm gonna put you on the spot, Angry. What the hell? What made you want to start prepping, man? Being a prepper, a New Yorker in the big city, you don't expect it. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, you're like one of the biggest preppers, that everybody knows. You're like, you know what I mean? What made you?
The book, 1 Second After. I read that book, and dude, I read that book just for shits and giggles. I was like, all right, I don't want my brain turning to mush. I should start reading again. So I pick up this book, and I picked up the book because of the cover. Right? It was a cool cover. A guy standing on a field with the sun in the background. He's facing the sun. I'm like, oh man, this sounds interesting. I read the back of it. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna read this book. So I read this book, and by the end of it, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I gotta get ready for the fucking end of the world, you know. So I started scrambling.
That's it.
And then, you know, what's funny? Like you get ready, you know, you prepare, you get all these books, you buy all this obnoxious shit that I got laying around my house, bags, fucking flashlights, battery packs, fucking freeze dried food, MREs under my bed, and then you start calming the fuck down. You're like, yo, it's not going to happen tomorrow. That was 10, 12 years ago, maybe, right? Now it seems like it can happen tomorrow, and we need to fucking kick it into high gear. So now I'm not back there where I used to be. I'm just like, I looked in the closet. I'm like, all right, I got to do more canning. Got to buy more rice. Got to buy more meat and can more shit before the kickoff. Now, a lot of people have told me over the years, if you live in a city, you're not a prepper because real preppers wouldn't live in a city. I'm like, and at first when someone told me that, I was like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, but that's not how the world works. We all live in different areas, and just because you live in West Bumblefuck, Idaho somewhere, doesn't mean that some bad shit can't happen out there too.
Yeah.
Granted, the likeliness of bad shit happening here in the city is a lot higher, but now with the whole new nuclear war fucking strategy that they have, again, we're not even on the fucking list of that. So if shit goes down, I'm still fairly safe staying here than, again, going out somewhere, let's say Texas, and then they fucking nuke near Austin or some shit. You know, that's one of the areas I'm looking at. They nuke near there. So we moved from New York to there, and now we're going in the dark. Right?
Right.
I mean, granted, listen, we're still moving, and we're not trying to we're trying not to let the fear stop us from doing what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know? We're supposedly going to Iceland. Hopefully that happens. We're supposed to be going to Iceland in like September or October. Granted, nothing has happened by then. I think it will, but we're trying to stay positive and, you know, make this trip.
I'm just tapping in, man. I just got some questions because we never get to talk like this, you know, on this level. You know, we're always passing information and shit, but you know, man, I look up to you in this prepping game, big time, and so the questions just come. But how's the family feeling, man? How's the kids feeling with everything that's going down? I'm sure they're aware of some of the shit that's, you know, the little ones, the younger ones. How's the family dealing with all this? Are they like, damn, dad was right all this time? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good thing we got dad. You know what I mean?
Well, the kids, they're not, I don't think they're paying attention to exactly what's going on. COVID, they did. With this, not so much. I mean, my son, he's like, Putin's starting to drop a nuclear bomb. I'm like, yeah. You know, I said, and he's like, well, what if it happens? I'm like, if it happens, we'll handle it. You know, I said, we will just handle it. You know, again, learning new information over the last couple of months about like nuclear strikes and shit like that. I'm less nervous about it. You know, don't get me wrong. Once one of them things touch down here anywhere in the country, then I'll be a little fucking, you know, fired up. But right now, I'm like, when it happens, we will deal with it. No matter where the fuck it lands, we will do it. If we are in the vaporization zone, then there's no more worrying.
Right.
It's done. But you know, the wife is she's not nervous about it either because she's sort of taking the same approach. If it happens, we'll fucking tackle it. That's it.
Right. Has your prepping changed with the kids now that they're getting a little bit older? Like you know, because when my kids were little, man, I would teach them how to try to start a ferro rod. You know, start a fire with a ferro rod. I'd have my little book bag, and they would have like a Game Boy in it with an extra T-shirt and some drawers or something like that. But now, you know, there's my oldest daughter. She's 29, and she's growing gardens bigger than mine. She's canning shit. She's putting food away. She's hitting me up, telling me what she's prepping. And I'm like, holy shit, if it fucking mattered, you know, way back then when she was 7, 8 years old, and I had water stacked in the hallway where you had to walk sideways through my trailer, and I had coolers full of fucking food in the fucking, you know, because I lived in a trailer. I was a single dad with 3 kids. So they seen, you know, all canned goods all throughout all the cabinets, coolers filled up with food on top of those. And it like, you know, she gotten older and it actually rubbed off on her, man. But like, is your prepping changed any since your kids are getting older now, a little bit older?
Yeah, I realize that my kids are not kids anymore. So like their bug out bags can be a little heavier because I went to check them and I'm like, who the fuck built this? And then I'm like, oh shit, this is for my son, and it's not he's not a child anymore. He's a teenager. So yeah, a lot of things changed. Tactics now walking out of the city if we had to is now on the table. We are looking into, but I have to get another storage unit, but because I can't store them here. The e-bikes, right?
Yeah.
The e-bikes keep the batteries here, keep them protected in case there's an EMP that goes off. As long as they're covered, they'll be fine, and they're not connected to a power source. It's all good. So you keep the batteries here, you keep the e-bikes in the storage unit, and then if shit goes down, we throw our bags on, we jump in the storage unit, and hopefully, if our dog is still able, he'll walk with us. We're thinking about getting him like a little trailer to attach to a e-bike to pull him along when he gets tired.
Yeah.
But that's the plan right now, is working on trying to get e-bikes for everyone. I could probably only get them one at a time, unless I fucking run into a windfall somehow. And
Right.
other than that, yeah, but it's changed a little bit. And then they eat a lot more now. So
Yeah.
what I thought I had, which was about 2 years, like I just touched 2 years, I watched my son eat like an entire cow, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to get more, because you want them. Listen, when the shit is on, you got to drop rules. You got to say, listen, you're not going to eat like you normally eat. We're all going to be eating less, but you're going to get more so that they can eat as close to comfortable as they can.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't care if you're a super prepper and you got fucking 20 years worth of food. You want to dial back on it just a little bit, because shit happens. Shit has a way of getting away from you. You might, I don't know, you might acquire more people because you felt bad and you brought more people in, So you want to definitely have some wiggle room, but you don't want to sit there and eat like you used to. You don't want to eat 3 square meals a day. You'd probably go down to 2.
Right. One last question about the family, and I won't be bugging you no more, but I listen to the elders, man. I got an uncle, he's in his 70s. Niecy's dad, he's in his 70s. He was in the Vietnam War. My uncle, he served 4 tours. And I asked them questions, man, and I like their input, whether it's good or bad. I still like hearing it all the time because, they've been there, they've done that. How is your parents dealing with everything that's going on? You know what I mean?
My parents are not into prepping. My father has Alzheimer's, so he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. My mother's taking care of him. My brother's taking care of him. So, suffice it to say, he's going to pass soon. It's just a matter of time. And that's when I could sort of then, I guess, bring them into the fold. I would do it now too. If some shit goes down, I'm going out there to either bring them back here or go out to them and help them out. But yeah, they're not too. I guess my mother's nervous because she saw this with the Cuban Missile Crisis. She can remember that far back, but this is a lot different. And I think any older generation person will tell us this is way different than it was back then.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Niecy's dad, like he drops a lot of knowledge, man, and this is pretty damn bad. And that's coming from somebody who served in Vietnam, and then he did, civilian work in Afghanistan, which, militarized and shit, but he wasn't in the military, but he was out there, training and training soldiers and all kinds of stuff. So, he says it's pretty damn bad, and he just can't believe that this country has the leaders that it has right now and the people in charge. He's just completely like mind fucked. Like, I just can't believe these people are the ones that are in charge.
Perfect.
Biden, Kamala, down to Pelosi, Schumer, even on the Republican side. He shits on Republicans too. He's just like, these people are so far removed from reality of American life. It's pathetic, and he don't think they can deal with foreign affairs neither.
Well, you know what? It's funny that he said he's flabbergasted. You know why? We're in the boat or the predicament we're in is because politicians don't give a fuck what happens in the aftermath. They get to hide. They got the nice fucking bunk, single rooms, family rooms. They got carte blanche food, filtered water, filtered air, right? So when the shit goes down, they can disappear, right?
Right.
So they're disconnected because they're thinking to themselves, well, if shit goes sideways, I can always go underground. Whereas the rest of us, if shit goes sideways, we're all fucking eating spam or fucking glowing in the dark. You choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think personally that we definitely need a revolution. And that's the problem. I think from all countries, a big revolution. Russian people need to get up and get in the Kremlin's ass. We need to get up, work our way down to the White House, get in their ass, right? The Chinese people need to fucking do some shit, hopsocky their way to fucking, Beijing or whatever, and fucking get in their ass. Whatever the fuck needs to be done, the people need to rise and fight this. Because right now, I could honestly say that I think we are letting this happen because we're sitting here watching it on TV going, fuck, man, damn, shit, piss, when we can all be down at DC right now giving them fucking hell.
Yeah.
But we're not. And we're going to sit idly by and let this shit fucking get worse.
Yeah.
The
I agree.
The Ukrainian people should be standing up. I mean, listen, the Ukrainian situation right now, the Ukraine sounds like they're a wounded dog. But nonetheless, if the people stood up against the bullshit and the Russian people stood up, I mean stand up, I'm talking about real time standing up shit, like hands on, not the fucking signs and peace, love, and fuck that. That's out the window. To stop what's going on, we need to be down there making a difference, hands on.
I got you. I agree.
Yes,
we talk about it all the time.
Yes, sir.
We need to hutch them motherfuckers.
Yep.
We need to hutch homestead them motherfuckers.
Yeah, man.
Man, this is an awesome live, man. I just want to say I appreciate you so much, man, hanging out with us, man, doing this. This is really fucking cool, man.
Oh, listen, I got to hang out with Just Josh. I mean, I've heard of the guy before. I heard of him like 1,000 times, and in the chat he would come up and everybody, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, all right, man, who's this dude? So that I watch a couple of your live streams and I seen him like, oh, he's fucking cool. He's laid back, he's cool. So I got to finally meet. We did a quick one a week ago, 2 weeks ago. No, we did a quick live stream of some shit.
Did we? No, I would have remembered if we would have did a live.
No, I was in the chat. I was doing.
You was in the chat hanging out.
Hell yeah.
I was in the chat, right? And that's when I was watching. I was like, all right. So now get to talk to him and meet him. It's cool. So listen, it's meeting people like you guys. What bring me back to wanting to do interviews again, because the last fuck faces that I you got to know, you got to meet, stab you in the back, use you for fucking whatever they use you for, whatever that's, just 1 or 2 more subscribers or 1,000 more, you start recognizing it, and then you just like, what, I don't want to fucking, deal with this shit anymore. But then you got guys like, Just Josh here, like, I would definitely interview him.
Did y'all hear that, fam? Did you hear it?
Yeah, let's get it, please. Let's get a press 1 if you want to interview. Angry interviews, Just Josh.
I'm just playing. We're all gonna die.
Awesome.
But you gotta, because I'm gonna bounce out of here in a couple minutes.
All right.
You gotta give me your information, or rather,
absolutely.
Yes, give it the tribe. Tribe will give it to me, and we'll work from there. There's a couple other people that I'm gonna start interviewing again. I got to get back into it, man. I think with all of this shit going on, why not? Oh, and I definitely want to interview Carbon Q.
Yeah, nice.
Watching her channel, I was like, yo, this shit's she's good, man.
That was dope, right? That was dope.
Yeah. Oh, and backwards and prepping, I definitely got to get him on. I like his mindset. His mindset's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, he's a wild one. Man.
Yes,
good dude.
Appreciate you, Angry.
He's like a loose cannon, but he's somebody want to. But anyway,
he does the things though. He does the thing. He knows his guns and he's got a mag. He does the training and all that. Like My
Oh,
man
yeah,
knows
yeah.
his pew pews.
Yeah, I listen to him. I listen to him. He's on the level. He's on the level. A lot of people on here are on the level. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I have to watch people more before I decide that I'm gonna do some shit, you know. So again, like I said, I've been watching Josh for a while. You know, and Carbon Q was just brought to my attention, but I watched a lot of her videos. You get a sense of people. When you don't do that, you end up in a boat that we ended up in a couple times with a couple people, right? So
Well, I screwed myself, man, because when I first came out the gate, you know, I was letting everybody up on the panel, and you gotta start calming down from that when you get to a point, because there are bad people out there that will screw you over and do dirty shit to you and just use you like a motherfucker. And it's like, damn, I didn't know this thing was that. I didn't know it was like that, man. I was just hanging out. You know, like when I did the interview with you, I did the interview with you because I wanted to hang out with you. I could care less if I picked up 1 sub or 2 subs. Like that didn't even cross my mind. I was like, but I was nervous at first. I was like, man, fuck, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say. I know I ain't on that level of prepping, you know what I'm saying? This is the dude I look up to. How am I gonna deal? But man, we had a good ass time. If y'all ain't checked that out, by the way, y'all should go check out that interview I did with Angry, man. We had a good ass time that night.
that was a good time. And you know, it's funny. I'm gonna tell you this now, and I'm for everybody who's listening and watching. I'll tell you right now, I hate that I look up to him thing. I really do. And only because, and it's not to be slighting anyone. It's just that I'm a regular dude like everyone else, right? We all start at the same place, right? We all are pretty much hitting the same information, and this is the direction that you know we should be going. Now, being that everything is happening, we're all on the same level right now, dude. The fucking that bomb's gonna drop, and you know my 100,000 subs or this guy's fucking 1,000 sub or that chick's 5,000 sub means dick.
Nothing.
It means dick, right?
Yeah.
What would mean something if we actually stick together, and if the shoe drops, we can still stick together through this whole bullshit.
Yeah. But you know, motherfuckers gonna be looking at you for like leadership and shit. Like if it came down to it and like 20 motherfuckers got together that were all preppers, man, we'd be looking at you like, okay, man, what we doing? You know what I'm saying?
And I'd be looking at you guys like, what the fuck's up? So, like, what's going on? What are we doing now? I have no clue what I'm talking about. Like I was a fraud. Please, you know, like it's just all fucking TV. Guide me, leadership, please. Hudson Valley Prepping. That's another channel, guys. I tell people you should definitely watch. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. We hang out more than, you know, obviously I you know, when we do like lives and shit together, but he's on the level. He knows his shit. He's dealt with a lot of bullshit too, man. He has some good fucking stories that I wish I can have him talk about on live stream, but I don't think he would, just because there's too many implications and too many finger pointing. But we knew some of the same people, and some of the shit he went through, like, you know, to get to where he is, taught him a lot of lessons, and he knows his shit.
Yeah, he is a good ass dude, man.
Yeah, he's squared away. He's on the level. Like I said, like again, but I got to meet him in person. I got to meet Bear Independent in person. So I got to meet a lot of people in person that, you know, they're good people. You know what I mean? Like even Canadian Prepper, for people, I don't know why a lot of people do not like that dude, but he's on the level, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's making business at YouTube. I tell people this all the time. It's a business for him, but it's also sharing knowledge. So he's doing both. And there is no problem with doing both. You know, the guy's fucking money for his family. He's not out there fucking, you know, pimping some chick out or selling rocks in the corner. He's fucking, you know, doing videos, you know? So,
and he puts in solid work. It's solid work, man. I've been following him for years too, man. I like him. I fuck with Canadian Prepper hard.
His level of production is fucking insane now.
Yes.
No, when he had that scientist, that doctor dude with the radiation and the fucking EMP, I'm like, yo, how do I can get some motherfuckers like that on there? So what am I doing? I'm researching this shit on my own now, but I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to get people like that on, you know? So and I don't want to reach out to the guys or people like him because be like, are you copied off Canadian Prepper? Yeah, you know what? I'll admit it. I would be copied off if I did some shit. That's why I can do it. You know?
Angry, I'm gonna let you go, bro. I just have one question. Seriously, legit, one question. What's in the hamburgers? What makes the hamburgers what they are?
Oh, wait, the ones.
Yeah, those. The hamburgers.
Shit.
You can't give us the secret sauce.
No. It's nothing. It's actually no, it is. So that I used
Oh shit.
it was an accident.
All
This happened to be an accident. I was using the garlic salt from
Okay.
Lowry's. Is that it? Right?
Yeah.
Right. The company. That's all it was.
Really?
Yes, but
Bro.
I don't know if the beef they got was right. That's the thing. The cut of ground beef they got was probably some good shit. That's
Okay.
why it was so good. But I mean, I listened at the firehouse when I made it. I never got any complaints.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I said that was one of the things I made and they liked was the burger. But
Put a hole in the middle?
huh?
You put a hole in the middle or some shit like
Yeah.
that?
You put a hole in the middle so that it doesn't so if you don't put the hole in the middle, you know how you get that stupid it looks like a swollen hockey puck, right?
Yeah.
It's curved. You put the hole in the middle, it sort of stays flat. It evens itself out. So the pressure doesn't build up. It now builds out and it fills in that spot that you depress down. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm on it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I remember they were flipping over them hamburgers. I didn't think of that though.
I was like, what's in it?
The crazy shit is like I was gonna make a burger for myself. Everybody had eaten already, and I come in and what's her name? Pastor Joe's wife, from Viking Preparedness. Sister Kate, I think her name is. I'm making a burger, and one guy is standing there. I'm like, yo, you want one? He's like, yeah, it smells pretty good. And then it starts wafting into the fucking the dining area, and a couple more guys come in, and they're like, oh man, you know, can we have one? I'm like, yeah, fuck it, why not? We had a ton of beef, So I was like, all right, yeah. So I'm starting to make them all. And then Sister Kate was like, I don't want one. Because I don't want you to make me one. I don't feel like you need to work. I was like, that here. So I gave her one, right? And then she eats one, and then Bear comes in and he has one, and then it turned into a thing. And I was like, shit. So then everybody's was eating, and like, did you eat yet? And I was like, no, not yet. They're like, how the fuck did you do that? I'm like, you get into a rhythm. You build a burger, and you don't stop, and then and then eat. You gotta keep going. Sous chef, man.
Yeah. There was some camaraderie going on out there, huh? All them guys work together good as hell.
Yo, that was you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. If there was an end of the world scenario, Bear's unit would be the kind of leadership you need.
Damn.
Because the way, first of all, and the crazy shit is like Bear's not military, the guy's not military. He's worked around it, but he there's this weird respect that he commands. It's crazy, because even like me, when I met the dude and he's talking, I'm like, I'm not paying attention to him. I'm paying attention to the dudes in the room. And the dudes in the room are paying attention to him. They're looking at him like, and they're fucking spot on, squared away. He says, you guys are going down to this fucking house. Make sure it's squared away. You guys, you're going to this house. Make sure it's squared away. And I was like, yep, all right, fine. And then, then that was it. Yeah. What they were fucking supposed to do. I was like, and just the fact that everybody worked together without batting an eyelash. He left this guy in charge, that guy in charge, this guy in charge of that. And they did it. They got groups together and they moved like a unit, man. It was insane. It was insane. It was insane to watch somebody like almost command that respect and get it without anybody giving him shit.
That's just real. It's real. It's not a YouTube thing. That shit is real.
No, not at all.
Damn.
So it was cool to watch. It was cool to watch him operate. Again, that you guys talk about leadership. That's the dude right there. He knows his shit. I mean, especially that was his wheelhouse anyway. Like demolition, construction, cutting trees, because that's what he does. That's his wheelhouse anyway. So he knew exactly what needed to be done. Damn. But I was impressed, man. I'm not easily impressed by fucking people, and I was impressed by that.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You can kind of tell though. You can just kind of, sometimes you can look at somebody, man. You can just tell, man, that's a real motherfucker. He's really doing the damn thing. Yeah.
And I'll tell you something, the other shit that people were breaking his balls about, the whole money bullshit, I watched him and I realized why they can't fucking tell you where all the money's going. That was the thing. And when I saw something and I'm like, oh shit, it was like fucking, and then it got bigger. Then I was like, oh, that's why he can't fucking talk about X, Y, and Z. because there's compromise. There's a lot of bullshit that can go along with it. And I was like, okay. So then that was it. So then, and I never even questioned him with the money shit. People like, oh, he's stealing money. I'm like, no, he's not. He's doing X, Y, and Z with it. And I was just like, telling people, making shit up and pulling it out of my ass. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now I get it. So when people say he's what you call the money, I'll wholeheartedly punch him in the fucking mouth because no, that's not.
Gotcha.
It's not what it is.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Man, we're at the 1 hour and 50-minute mark. I mean, we're almost at that 2 hour mark. I usually end it at 2 hours. I ain't trying to hold y'all up. I know you said maybe an hour, but you hung in there with us, man. You hung in there with us.
Well, I'll stick around for 10 more minutes, man. So it's 10 more minutes.
All right, cool.
He gets me every time like that.
we get as soon as somebody says they want to get off the panel, we come with like 10 questions for them just so they can't leave and shit, man. They get so mad.
Like, yeah, guys, I'm about to get out of here. And then like 500 questions show up. You're like, shit balls.
Hell yeah.
This is like, you know what's funny? I enjoy these live streams more than I do my own.
Really?
Yeah, hands down. I fucking hate doing my live streams, man. Just because it sometimes some days you don't have shit to talk about. And other days you just like, and it's just you. It's just me standing there talking on a fucking screen like an asshole. But when you're talking to other people, it rolls off a lot better, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I hope you start doing them interviews again, man. Fuck it. If they pick up some subs or they're just, fuck it, man. Just let it roll off and move on to the next. But at least you got something fun to do for yourself. You know what I mean? It's almost like you gotta wear like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I guess
it can end up being a bad guy, but whatever. I don't know. I hope you start doing them again. I watched every single interview you ever did, man.
Yeah,
they were awesome.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people I would like to. I'm gonna actually probably make a list when I get off, and and see who I want, because there's a couple people I've been following for a little while now, and I'm like, all right, like Catskill NY Prepper, I've been following her actually on her Instagram page, and she's on the level, and listen, there's some people that I was wary about in the beginning, and then they panned out to be good people. So
yeah, you just never know, man. You just never know. I've had some people that really hated me at the beginning. They just thought I was the most shit talking fake motherfucker they ever seen, and now they're in the chat every time, man, and we're pretty good friends now. You know what I mean? You just don't know. You gotta give people time, and then you find out what's real. What we always say, just Josh, real recognize real.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
that is
indeed.
it.
That's the other thing. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival has a bug out event April 23rd to the 24th. So it's an overnight in upstate New Yorkistan. So me and him, we'll be doing a live stream out there that night as well. So that'll probably be another interview. And if there's a couple of people that are going to turn out, we'll interview them as well. But that should be an interesting live stream, because we'll be out in the wilderness by the fire. Listen, I'm hoping for a free snowstorm to come in for that weekend. That would really be oh yeah. Dude, you kidding me? People fucking crying in their tents. It's so cold, and I want to go home.
Yeah,
awesome to hear, man.
Hell yeah.
You're doing it right.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'd be freezing. I wouldn't say shit. I'd be like, nah, it's good.
No, I'm not gonna say. The same here, man. If I was freezing, I'm not gonna say a fucking word.
Yeah,
man up.
Yeah. Hey, what about an off ramp, guys? Look, I'm always doom and gloom, whatever. What about an off ramp? Do any of you guys see an off ramp, like a safe off ramp for all of this? A ceasefire,
a ceasefire, I think, would be temporary.
Okay.
Right. I think if here's my thought on it. If there's a ceasefire, it would end, and everybody would be like, "Oh man, that was close." And then right around the fucking corner, something else is going to pop up, or somebody else is going to do some shit. But if Russia's demands, whatever they are met, then I can see this being that could be the off ramp.
Oh, that would suck. I hear you.
But I don't know what they're demand. No one. unless somebody here in the chat section knows what their demands are, I really don't know what the demands are. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know, they never said it.
Yeah.
They told the Ukrainian president what it is, and the United States and NATO, but we don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Why don't we know? Right? If it's
Yeah.
that innocent, if it's that small, then they should be able to tell us.
Right.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like to me like Russia's trying to build their own NATO with these other countries. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. And yeah, that's that could be bad. That could also be a bad thing, but we don't know. You know?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. Something to toss around.
We're gonna try to get all your links in there. You got the photograph channel, you got the fitness channel now, you got the Angry Truth, you got the Angry Prepper. Like you getting it in, man. You done put a lot on your plate, man.
Well, I'm retired now, so I got a lot of free time. So might as well.
Right.
Plus, I
right.
got on the scale the other day, man. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting fat. And so that was it. I was like, I went into like, diet mode, fucking the fitness channel will keep me in shape. Hopefully. Anyway, I stop eating Five Guys, I'll be okay.
Five Guys.
Yeah, I just kicked in too. I just started 4 days ago or 5 days ago, going back on no carbs. Yeah, because I did it last summer and I lost a lot of weight, man. I went down to like 220 from like 235, 237. But then I got, when I quit it, now I'm at like 245, like bigger than I've ever been. And I'm like, oh no, hell no, man. So now I'm back at it again, man. So I'm gonna be on that fitness channel, listening, watching, stringing along with you, man, taking in the advice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Thank you.
Me
For that.
too.
Appreciate it.
I just want to promise, Josh. I want to promise, man. If you do an interview with Angry, you got to wear my Prepper Tribe shirt on that motherfucker, man.
Bro, for life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice shirt, man. I mean, that's the other thing. Yeah, you got to send me the link to your store, or is it in your videos? Whatever. I'll check the link out to your videos. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No doubt.
PT was my first live stream. I was like, man, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can go live. Yeah, he brought me out and everything. So yeah, here we are.
Yo, you know what's crazy? There's nothing to this shit. Like my first live stream, I wasn't nervous. It was just like I'm just talking to a bunch of fucking people, and either people are going to troll me or they're going to, give me virtual high fives, which is pretty gay. But nonetheless, you're gonna get respected, you're gonna get disrespected, right?
Right.
And I never find a problem with the trolls anymore, because if the trolls are watching your shit and they're leaving comments, they're helping your channel out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We got some stuff. I got great mods, man. I just want to shout them out because they're always with me. But Rip Curl Readiness. Yeah. And my wife Nisi. But we got Mrs. Plumber, man. There's Mr. Plumber, and the Prepping Plumber is his channel, and his wife, Mrs. Plumber, she's been a mod with me, and like her and my wife are like damn near best friends now and shit. Really cool family, man. Really cool guy, really cool lady. I mean, just good ass people, man. But she has had my back on live streams like nobody else. You know what I'm saying, man? So shout out to the mods. You know what I'm saying? Just giving a shout out, dude. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Very cool, man.
Hey, you know what the worst part is about going through all your preps? You got to put them shits back, man. Bro, I got bags. I got bags of stuff that I'm going to put that shit back tomorrow. It ain't going back to like next week. It's just, all this crap, man.
Yeah, this shit's fucking out of control in the house. Out of control.
Yeah.
My wife is so fucking mad. I said, thank Putin. He did this shit. That's all I thought.
That's what I'm gonna tell her tonight. Yeah,
I'm starting to have pathways through my house. I got so much shit, man. I'm telling you, man, this prepping is getting out of hand, fellas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But I think it's coming to a point as to where I may like actually use a lot of this stuff. Seriously, like for real. Yeah.
I'm still hoping we don't, but if we do, if we do, we're ready.
Yeah,
damn right.
No doubt. All right, well, we're at the 2 hour mark, man. I think we're gonna call it, man. Angry, appreciate the hell out of you hanging out, man. Just Josh, I appreciate the hell out of you being with me, man. Everybody in the chat, if y'all want to, you got anything coming up, you want to throw any last words out there, man, before we end it?
Oh, me?
No, I'm good.
All good,
Yeah.
all good. All right, I'm gonna hit this little short outro. It's about 30 seconds, and we out of here, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you all, man. Appreciate you all.
Thank you, guys.
Man.
Appreciate it.
Can you sense that storm coming? Fall downhill from here. Can you sense that storm coming?